Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Mel from Mel of Hope Stitches. Welcome to my channel. Today is Saturday, June 10th, 2023, and I am so excited because in less than a week, I will be heading off to the weekend of Stitchcon B. And I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you if you have just found my channel. Thank you if you're a returning subscriber. Do me a favor and please like and subscribe to the video so I can build the channel. And please leave your comments, leave your feedback, because I'm always looking to learn and grow through this process. I think I say this in every video, and today is Flosstube number 10 for me. My whole purpose for doing this is to give back to the cross stitch community. I get so much out of Flosstube and learn so much from everyone, and honestly, it's what I would rather do with my time than watching the craziness on the television. So thank you. Hopefully you find some things here that meet your needs or enable you or help you along your cross stitch journey, because I know I learn and grow from you every single day. So thank you. So today, this Flosstube is going to cover a bit. I've got some full finishes. I have some stitches that are finished but are not fully finished yet. I have some whips. I have some oopses that need some frogging. And I have some very disjointed plans for what I'm going to bring to Stitchcon next week. And I am really working hard to not look at the Instagram feeds and the Flosstubes that are coming out based on Stitchcon A, because I want to have all those amazing surprises next week. I know last year I had a blast. It was my first year. I feel like I learned a lot going that first year, and I'm looking forward to meeting so many people and seeing some returning faces this year, because what amazes me most about Stitchcon is that you're sitting there with 300 people that are all connected through the cross stitch community. Everybody's working on different projects and you meet friends for life. And to me, that's what it's all about. So without further ado, let me share with you some of my full finishes. So my first full finish that I did decide to share is going to be my one that I made to do the giveaway at Stitchcon. And I had found this really cute pattern, which has all these coffee time pieces on it. So I picked one of them to do, and it is on a mystery 18, I think it's an 18 count Aida, and it's cafe latte, and I finished it in a circle finish. And I learned that circle finish from Helen D. So thank you, Helen D, for that. I had some Lady Dot rickrack that I used and glued it. And then I just glued it on this really cute mini, I don't know, cheese board that I found at Hobby Lobby. So I'm super excited to give that to somebody at Stitchcon. And I used similar colors, but I picked mine from my stash because I'm really trying to cut down on the amount I spend because we all know this hobby can get you there. And I did take the border out. So you can see this has a border around it. I did not do that border. So that will be going to a stitchy friend at Stitchcon. I had been gifted a beautiful teapot about a year and a half ago, and it's a really cute beehive. So I'm looking to make some things to go around it as a decoration in my home. And I have been trying to work on some bee patterns. So one, I did fully finish into a pillow, and it is Buzz from Lizzie Kate. And I had picked this up at Stitcher's Paradise when I went there about a month and a half ago, and it came with all of the cloth. Didn't come, let me rephrase that. It came with the cloth to stitch on, and it came with a couple buttons. It did not come with floss. It did not come with fabric to finish it. So what I did was I did fully finish it. And as if you look here, I've used colors from my stash that were very similar to what was there. And I actually finished it incredibly similarly. So I happen to have some polka dot fabric in my stash, and I had 3 different fabrics I was trying to choose from for this. And so I put out a Instagram, what do you call it? Like just an Instagram, oh my gosh, I'm going blank. Well, you know what I mean. Just a thing where you can, Instagram choice maker, I guess, an Instagram poll, that's the word, Instagram poll. And this was what was chosen. So I went with this, and then this is the fabric I used on the back, which I loved because I felt like it fit with the little flower in the button. So that was a full finish that I completed, and I'm working on a couple others that I will show you when I get to my whips. Another full finish I did, I don't have to show, but I'm hoping to figure out how to insert a picture into this video, is Helen D had come out with this really cute today and tomorrow pillow that she did. And so I had someone getting married, so I decided to stitch up this pillow. And Helen, this is an awesome design. I truly enjoyed stitching it up using the wedding colors, and I'm hoping to get a picture of that inserted here because I've already gifted it to the bride. So that was another full finish that I was able to complete. Those were all my fully finished items. The other finish I have today to share is Summer Wishes and Bumblebee Kisses from Primrose. So again, going back to those bees I'm working on. So this is what I finished here. And I just did this on a piece of DMC's Weigart white 14 count Ada that I had left over from a project last year. And it was really fun to stitch, and I'm going to share the colors that I used because I did a little bit of a color conversion. I guess not really a conversion, just using color and cotton colors from my stash would be more apt. So this is going to end up being a pillow, and I'm currently working on Honey Kind Words. So this is probably going to be one I bring to Stitchcon in hopes of finishing it to ring the bell. So I'm finishing that one up, and the colors, and again, like I said, it's not really color well, I guess it's a color conversion, but it's the same colors. The colors that I am using are all color and cotton. There is Chimney Sweep, Puddle Jumping, Frankincense, Maze, and Marigold. And I'm really enjoying, I love, oh sorry, I just shook the camera. I love the color in cotton floss. I just stopped subscribing to their floss of the month club because I have so much. In a future video, I'll share with you how I store my fancy flosses, but I have so much. I said, you know what, I have got to start using this. So I'm really working hard to make conversions at times, not all the time, but at times. And you know, I have a lot of different overdyed fabrics that I love, and I'm in the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month Club. I've been in Be Stitch Me's club that I love, and I love those, but I was missing some white. And I had this left over from a gift I did, and I really enjoyed it. And there's another piece I'm going to show you later that I'm thinking of starting, and I needed some white for it. So I just went, this was this, the DMC Charles Craft Standard White. And with a 40% off coupon at Michael's, I paid like $3 for this. And I thought, you know what? It's not like the one I want to use all the time, but for a white, it works pretty well. So, just letting you know in case you're trying to add something to your stash without breaking the bank. And that way you can devote your fancy fabric stitching to colors. So those were all the fully finishes and one of my whips. I did want to take a minute and talk about the Nerge hoop. I had shared in my last video that I wasn't too impressed with it, and I really enjoy using my Q-snaps better because it holds things tighter. I do still think it holds things tighter, but one of you amazing viewers shared with me that there were Nerge videos out there. So I went and I watched one, and I discovered a little bit. So I discovered that there's this really cool edge in the inside hoop, and there is a ledge that kind of peeks out, I guess, in the outer hoop. And so when you put your fabric in, if you make sure everything is in those, it's like a male and female part to the ledge that goes all the way around the frame. So if you make sure they're in there and you pull this tight, it will hold it more taut, which I enjoyed. But I also think it works better with stiffer fabric, at least for me, for my liking. I think you all have to find what works for you. I know I do not like in-hand stitching because I don't feel like my stitches come out well enough. but I'm really enjoying the Nerge with this white fabric that I'm using that is stiffer. So for me, using it with stiffer fabric is gonna work better, and it's a little lighter for my hand, but using the Q snaps with more of my fancy fabrics that have a little more give to them, and for linens, is what I'm seeing right now. I might change by the next video because, you know, every stitch is different, every piece of fabric is different, but right now that's where I'm at with the Nerge hoop. And thank you so much for sharing the information on that video, because it was great to find that and to learn about it. Before I get into my whips, my kitted up projects and my possibilities for what I'm going to take to Stitchcon with me, I'm going to share my purchases. As I've been saying all year, I've really been trying not to purchase a lot because I really want to give myself a little bit of free reign when I'm at Stitchcon, because they have so many great things there. And I was going through items in my craft room the other day, and I have so many things from Stitchcon last year that I have not worked on yet. And I'm like, oh, but I'm like, it'll get there. It's all in good timing. You have to work on what feeds your soul at the time, and what helps you get your stress relief from life and work and all those things. So my goal when I go to Stitchcon is to have fun, number one, to buy something if I see it and want it, especially if it's something that I can't just go and get online, or if it's something I want to make a memory with, if I want to do a sal with somebody, if it's something I want to kit up and stitch right then and there, I'm going to do it. And I think whatever I buy at Stitchcon, and this of course is going to change when I get there, I'm going to fully kit it. That way I have everything. So that's kind of what my thought process is. So a couple things that I did get, as I stated, I have been downsizing my monthly clubs, and I had decided that I'm getting up there on fabric. I like to have a stash of fabric, but you know, you gotta have some give and take. If it's trouble to store, it's too much, right? So I decided to put my Be Stitch Me Club on pause for a little bit and just stick with color and cotton. And with color and cotton, to stop doing the floss and just do the fabric. So I got the fabric of the month from Mayan, which was a beautiful half yard of 28 count Lugana Chesapeake, which I absolutely love. And the lighting is doing a pretty good job picking up the color here. I just think it's a beautiful, like muted blue. Right when they were getting ready to mail this out, they mailed out something to everyone saying that they were having trouble getting enough Lugana. And so basically people that were in clubs for Lugana had a choice. You could go to Ada or you could go to linen. And what really cracked me up is I had been thinking, do I want to stay with Lugana or do I want to go back to Ada? So my decision was made for me. And I just got my June Ada in from them. And if you haven't gotten yours yet, you might want to pause for a quick second or turn away from the camera. But this is what I got in. It's a lily pad and it's an absolutely beautiful green. I absolutely love it. And I'm considering doing the stitching with the Housewives Honeybee, like the snow globe. That was the Honeybee snow globe on this. It might be a little too green, I have to look, but I just love this green. It's such a great springy green. It always amazes me how they can come up with different colors that really fit the seasons. So those were two things that I got in my club of the month. Another club purchase was the rest of my Big City Christmas. And I don't remember which ones I've shown you and which ones I haven't. So I have the last three here. There was the restaurant. There was street scene. I apologize for the glare. And there was hotel. And I do have all of them. And I did get the 28 count, I think it is Lugana to go with these. So, or it's an even weave. I don't know if it's Lugana, but the one that Annie's was doing. So I need to look to decide if I'm doing it as all one piece or individuals. I'm pretty sure I had bought enough so I could do it as individual pieces, so I can, you know, put them out on cubes if I want, or make a dough bowl, or I don't know, whatever I want to do with it, but rather than one huge piece. That's just where my mind is calling me now, is to do smaller pieces versus big pieces. I still have some big pieces in my whips that I need to finish up. So another purchase I made was a pattern, and it is from Sweet Wings Studio, and it is Forever in Peace. And I absolutely, you know what, I'm gonna take it out so you can see the intricacy of the pattern. Sorry for the noise. But I absolutely loved the stitching on this and all the different effects that it has to make the flag. It was just a little different. So I got this. I was gonna kit it up, but unfortunately, they were out of all the colors. I forget where I think I got this one from Fat Quarter Shop, and they were out of all the colors at the time because, you know, there's 8,000 people ordering. So I thought, well, that's okay because it's one I wanted, but I wasn't like, I'm gonna start it right now. And I have plenty of thread out there in the world if I want to use something different. But that's just something I'm hoping at some point this summer or in the fall, I will start it. I can put that away later. All right, so that brings me to my whips. So let me pull those over and share a little bit of whip fun with you. Sorry, I'm making like a huge pile next to me of things I've gotten through. So I had a goal. I was hoping that I would be able to finish or get very close to a finish on a pattern I picked up at StitchCon last year so that I could ring the bell with this pattern. It is not going to happen. It's taking me a little longer than I thought it was going to take, and life's just been a little busy, and the bees distracted me. I was not planning to do those 3 bee projects, and then I, you know, picked up that bee one, and I loved that green fabric, and I was like, oh, I want to do it. So I got distracted, and then I had the one I did for a wedding. So I do not, I'm not upset with that I'm not where I'm at. I'm just sharing that I'm not going to be there. So this is Practically Perfect in Every Way by Lilli, Violette. And I love this Mary Poppins, and I'm working on it frantically, and it will come to StitchCon with me to work on, but I highly doubt I will finish it. So last time you saw this, I was on the umbrella. I was working up in the umbrella, and now you can see I'm further into Mary's dress. Being all black, it's great because you're not changing colors, but black can, after a bit, you have to really get your mojo going in order to see the holes. And I'm doing this on an 18 count fiber on a whim. I don't remember the name of it. I got it last year at StitchCon. I absolutely love it. And look, I have the little StitchCon house up there, the Keepsakes house. So, I mean, I'm just on this black here. I still have all of Mary. I've got all of this to do. I'm going to work on it a bit this week, I think. And so I'll probably be further along when I get to StitchCon, but I doubt that I will be ringing the bell to this one. But I guess never say never, but I don't think I will. All right, so that's that whip I've been working on. Another whip I've been working on is This Is the Day by Plum Street Sampler. And this one I am doing on a 28 count Picture This Plus Legacy Lugana. And I have not gotten very far. I had started it down here, and I got tired of, I love this fabric, but you can see it's in there correctly. I checked it, but you can see how there's just a little bit more give with it. I started working on the words because I thought maybe if I work on the words, I'll feel like I'm getting further, and then I can go back down. And it was the same color, and I finished the color down there. So I decided I'd work on the words a little bit and have some fun with it. So I might pick this up tomorrow because it's Sunday and work on it. And I'm using all the called for colors from that one. All right, my next one, my next 2 whips are more like frogging frenzies is really what they are. Last year, when I guess I've been in a little bit of a reminiscent feel about StitchCon from last year. Last year, when I was at StitchCon, you know, you go shopping 8,000 times, right? So I had picked up Knee High by the 4th from Hands On Design, and I absolutely love, love, love this pattern. And last summer I got ill, and when I was ill I did a lot of stitching. So you can put 2 and 2 together to see what illness I had with the way the world was. I finished 4th of July up here, have not fully finished it yet, and I worked on this. So I was working on it really well, and then it got to be fall, and I said, you know what, I'm putting it away. I'll pick it up again when I want to. So I picked it up the other day, and I was like, oh, I had done on it. I had this side here all done. I had this side done, and I had this done. So I said, well, I'm going to pick it up. I'll, you know, I think I had no, I didn't have the fence done because I'm working on the fence right now. I was working on the corn stalk in here. So I went up and I started building the corn stalks. And as I was building them, I was like, something is off. What's going on? This is going to be off. And I thought it was my counting in here. So I went back and I'm like recounting, and I'm like, I cannot find it, but these are not going to be the same space away. What is the deal? Well, guess what, folks? I figured out what was off. this whole quilting medallion section is off by like 2 stitches, which means that I now have to frog out this entire piece and move it over, which I am not too happy about. So needless to say, it went back in the bag and it hasn't been worked on. So I love this and I want to work on it. So I think what I might do, and kind of what I had decided, because as you can see, I didn't start frogging it right away. I hate frogging. I will do anything in the world to not have to frog a piece. Like I'll make a change in the stitching. I'll be like, it's perfectly imperfect. I'll do whatever. But this one I'm going to have to, because that will drive me nuts. So what I think I am going to do is I'm going to kind of finish it except for that and then go back. So I am going to go back. I started down here finishing up the fencing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the fencing, come over and do all the pieces in here. And then as I finish this, then I'll go up and deal with the frogging. I think then I'll feel more satisfied and I'll feel like, okay, I'm kind of done with this part. And then all I have to do is frog that out and get it done. So that's going to be my goal. I don't know when it's happening. I don't know that I'm bringing this piece to Stitchcon with me. I might, because I do want to bring a piece that size with me. And here's why. When I go to Stitchcon, like I said, I want to be able to get something. And if I change my mind, like last year, I brought stuff with me and I worked on it, but then I bought something and I stitched that from start to finish. That's what I rang the bell with last year, was this cute little thing I bought that I had never seen anywhere else and have never seen it again. So that could happen to me again. But if I have different size hoops or different size Q-snaps with me, that also allows me some diversity with what I'm stitching. So I definitely will bring one that uses a larger Q-snap for that. And so this would be the natural contender, because I don't want, I mean, I've got some that are on huge Q-snaps, but I don't want to do that. And this one, I could actually set it up so I could have some fill-in going on. So the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm thinking it's a really good contender. And I might just bite the bullet and take out that section that's wrong, because it is gonna just drive me nuts. The perfectionism is in me that I've worked to get under control for so long will go crazy. So I'll figure that one out. So that's a piece there, which leads me to, oh, and then I used, nope, this is for something else. Yeah, I used basically called for colors, and I think a couple of them are different because when I was at Stitchcon last year, they were out of a couple colors by the end, because I bought this like on the last day, like on Saturday at like 4 in the afternoon, like right before they were closing. So I think I have a couple conversions, but they're the same. They're just a different, different brand. So another froggy finish I have to do is another one from last summer when I thought, oh, I'm doing all this great stitching. So I had purchased a while ago all of the Little House Needleworks Early American series. And I also bought the Tin Roof Weeks Dye Works linen in, I think it's in 30, yep, it's in 30 count that I bought for it. And I'm doing them in order. And I finished Abigail Adams. She came out fantastic. I am doing similar colors from my stash. And I started good old John Hancock, because he was next. And John Hancock's building is coming out spectacular, except for one fatal flaw. If you can see in the building, there's those little pieces that curve up, right, to go and support the roof. Well, they're supposed to be pretty high. In mine, I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I had a fever at the time or something, but I started them way down here. And at first I thought, well, I'll just adjust it. But then I figured it's gonna look really stupid because, everything is kind of to scale and this is all done and it's looking beautiful. I think it's looking beautiful anyway. I have to finish the doggy. You can't really see him, so I think I wanna pick a different color for him. But I love the flower pot. The chair goes up. So, I mean, if I put John Adams here, I can't make him fit under here. He'd look ridiculous and I don't want him to look ridiculous. So I need to rip out these kind of tiny little pieces there. Need to frog them out and keep going with this. So this is another one that's about halfway done. And I really want to get going on that series because I absolutely love it. And I have a really big metal dole, well, kind of like a dole bowl, but it's metal, that I bought specific for this series. And I really want to get, I think there's 9. I want to get them all done and in there. And I just think they'll look beautiful, but I haven't gotten there yet. So hopefully I will soon. And my colors that I'm using are all, as I said, very similar to the called for, but there's a lot of different ones in here that are color and cotton. So for instance, khaki, you know, instead of using the other one, or tusk. So just a lot of what's in my stash. It's funny because I think they call for an Admiral blue in there from a different dyer, but this one's in there. So that's another one I really need to get going on. And I'm starting to get a hankering to work on some patriotic things again. So that's one that I'm gonna have to work on. I keep piling things back here. You can probably start to see my pile. It's gonna be huge by the time I finish. So plans. I have a couple other things I've kitted up and things I'm thinking of that I'd like to share with you. And one other purchase. And I waited on this purchase because I wanted to show you something from it. So Shannon Christine, every year does a Christmas ornament of the month club, and you can get them on her website, like they're all being released, but if you are in her club and you have them automatically sent to you, you get them for $8 instead of $10. I've never signed up for the club before, and I've always regretted it. So this year when I saw it come out, I said, I'm doing it. And I figured because Big City Christmas was finishing, and that was, you know, like $10 a month, okay, I can do $8 a month, and I already stopped doing the others. So I did start to look at this club, and as you can see, it's called Signs of Christmas, and the first 3 have already been released. And I do not know if you can still join the club or not. I know in the past you could join it and you just wouldn't get the ones before. You'd have to buy those at full price. So you might still be able to. But I did print out Old Fashioned Sleigh Ride, which is the first one. And these are about 70 by 70 if you do the white border. And she has a really cute, I'll show it again. She has a really cute candy cane border if you're doing them all together on there. I'm gonna do mine separate, and I think that I am going to leave off the white border that goes around, because they all have some kind of a white border, and they're beautiful white borders, but I think because of how I wanna finish them, I'm gonna leave those off. And she does all of her work. These are on 14 count, I think is what she said. They're 70 by 70. They're 14 count. Which would come out to about 5 by 5 inches exactly. And she used Weeks Dye Works, but she also gives a DMC conversion. So I actually was at Joann's and Michael's yesterday. So I bought the DMC conversion just so I wouldn't have to think about it. And I will tell you, I discovered, because I bought these at Joann's, and then I went over to Michael's because Joann's did not have the punch I wanted. And the DMC is 4 cents cheaper right now at my Michael's versus my Joann's. So, you know, it is what it is. So I'm picking a color to do this on. And I think what I've decided is I'm going to do it on a 28 count color and cotton Lugana in the color Snowy Pine. And it's not really coming out as Snowy Pine on this, is it? Let me see if I put this big piece of stuff behind me, if you can see the color better. Nope, it's still coming out gray. It is a little gray. Yeah, you're not really getting it. It's a very, 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 very faint sage green. It's not a gray, but I thought instead of using tans, I'm gonna put it with these DMCs, and I'm gonna see what you think. I think the color pops. I'm hoping that you think that too. So I think these colors pop nicely with this undertone behind it. And I know I have enough of it to do all of them, so it's something I wanna start. I'm a very big stitch what you want person. I'm not a, oh my gosh, it's July, I have to stitch Christmas, or oh my gosh, this is going on. I'll do Sal's. I love Sal's. I love different things, but I want to stitch what I want to stitch when I want to stitch it. So I might start this one just to see if I'm liking it on the 28 Lugana. I don't know, but it's a contender for going to Stitchcon if I stitch it, because it could be a very small one that I'm working on. So some other things that I've kitted up, because I've kitted up a few things and a few things I'm thinking about. So in the thinking about range, I have Happy Independence Day from Primrose, And I have a piece of leftover pewter 14 count Aida that I think this could look spectacular on. I know they did it with the tan, but I thought, oh, this color pewter with the red, white, and blue and the white might look absolutely spectacular. So I need to measure to see if I have a big enough piece here. I think I do, but I'm gonna measure it and I may kit that up. Hence may. There's a lot of things here, people. I might need some help. I might do another Instagram poll. Another one that I have in my stash is a Liberty sampler from Lizzie Kate. And I think that is super cute. And I believe I definitely have enough of this 14 count. Actually, this might be, no, this is not 14 count. This I think is 16 count Aida. It's a mystery Aida that I have in cream. So I might do that. And I have the little emblems there that go with that. So that's one I might do. Did I just drop one? Yep, I did. All right, sorry about that. This one I kitted up, and this one I'm really looking at doing because I have the entire set other than October and November that I still have to find, and that is Brenda Gervais Wordplay with Thy Needle and Thread. I need 2 months, so if anybody knows where I can find October or November, please let me know. So this is Wordplay, and I'm going to do it on a, oh, what is there? They had a Fabric of the Month Club. They don't anymore. It's Treehouse Fiber Arts. I flashed that. Nope, this is not. This is Fortnite Canvas in Tan. It's a 16 count Aida. Fortnite Canvas Tan 16 count Aida. It's got some beautiful modeling in there. Hopefully you can see that. I'm gonna do the July wordplay on that. One thing I've decided with my wordplay pillows is that I might do them on all different fabrics. I'm gonna do them on what I like, and I'm not gonna make it a pillow. I know I just said that, but I actually have a different plan. I have a hanger I bought that they're gonna go on, and I'm going to use similar colors, but I'm gonna brighten them up a little bit. So I just picked my colors today for this. So I'm going with a Bing Cherry from Color and Cotton, a Michael's Navy from Weeks Dye Works, Deep Blue Sea from Classic Colorworks, Snowflake from Color and Cotton, and it is super bright. I think it's brighter than B5200. Acapella from Color and Cotton, Legato from Color and Cotton, Pear from Color and Cotton, Bumblebee from Color and Cotton, Curry from Weeks Dye Works, Ye Old Gold from Classic Colorworks, Brass Band from Color and Cotton, Palomino from Weeks Dye Works, that's going to be the ship, Salamander from Color and Cotton, Peach Rose from Color and Cotton, Sunkissed from Classic Colorworks, and I think 967 from DMC for the mermaid's body. It might be a little too bright as I get going, and if it is, I'll just find another one that's a little lighter, but I don't want it to be so light that it doesn't show up with this Fortnite Caravan fabric. So that is one I have now fully kitted. So that's another contender. And then I've been watching people do the Primrose Cottage big word one for 4th of July, and I absolutely love it. And I'm like, oh, I want to get that. But I have 2 of those that I have not done yet. And I bought them both last year at Stitchcon. Well, I bought one and my friend gifted me another one. So I had, sitting in this little envelope since last Stitchcon, I had Forbidden Fibers Parliament 25 count Lugana. Sitting in there, just sitting in there waiting to be used with the pattern for this. So what I did was I went into my stash and I picked colors that I would like to use. So the colors, which are like, it's just the same color tone, just a different dyer. So I have Pumpkin Harvest from Classic Colorworks. I have Squash from Weeks Dye Works. Wheatgrass from Color and Cotton, Under Your Spell from Color and Cotton, which I don't know if I can get the variegation there. You can see the variegation a little bit in there. I just think it's beautiful. Wishful Thinking, again, lots of great variation in that color, or variegation, I should say. Onyx from Weeks Dye Work, Carrot from Color and Cotton, Carving Pumpkin from Color and Cotton, and some B5200. So I have this one kitted, and part of me is like, all right, I should start that. I have it kitted, I think, under guilt, because I am not in the mood to start Halloween right now. So I think it's just gonna stay kitted, but it's a step closer to being started. So that's where that one is. However, I also have this one that I got, and it's summertime. And I'm not sure if I want to stay with these color tones or use some other colors. But this would be great with that white DMC that I bought, the DMC Charles Craft 14 count Ada. So I might start this with that, but I'm just not sure if I want to keep, I love, love, love the colors in here, but I'm not sure if they're what I want to utilize. So I've got to think about that a little bit. And I think if I start this one, I might use my silky threads because I haven't done a project with my silkies lately, and I love them because it's only one strand that you need. So I might do that. And I was really lucky. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you, so pardon, I'm going to get up for 1 second. I am back. A couple of years ago, during Black Friday before Christmas, I found these Sulky Petite boxes. And so I have all the Sulkies that they currently have right now in these boxes. I've got 2 of them. And you guys, I got these, like I said, it was a Black Friday sale. And I want to say each one was around $75. So that was my Christmas present that year, which I was thrilled with, and I love them and I use them all the time. I just don't have something kitted right now with them because I've been really concentrating on using a lot of my Color and Cottons. So I think I'm going to look in my Sulky, and I'm probably going to kit this up. And this might, I don't know. So either this or Knee High by the 4th will be the big piece that comes to Stitchcon, I think. And maybe Wordplay. And then my B that I'm not finished with yet, but I could probably finish that one to be a finish and marry. That means I'm bringing 4 projects with me, which is not unheard of if those are the 4 I choose. And it gives me some variety, because what I find is I like to keep stitching on something, but then when I want to change, I want to change. And that also gives me the opportunity to have different things with me in terms of hoops and things like that, so that if I decide to buy something and start it at StitchCon, I've got materials to, not material, but I've got the hoops to do it, because I really am not a stitching in hand person. I can do it, but it's not my favorite thing. So a couple other ones that I would like to start soon, at least right now, is Shannon Christine's Here Comes the Sun. I love this, and I think when I do it, I'm gonna leave off the white border because I wanna finish it as a pillow, and I wanna put, I wanna kind of make some fancy trim around the side. I've never done that, we'll see what happens. Another one that I want to start that I've had in my stash for a while, and it's funny because it's, I'm taking it out of the plastic so you can see it better. It's a Cherry Hill Stitchery, which I've done a couple of their things, and their charts are really big, but the piece itself isn't. And I always think it's funny how you can look at a picture and think, oh my gosh, this is going to be a huge stitch, and then it's tiny, or something looks like it's going to be tiny and you're deceived because it's really big. You really have to look at what that stitch count is. So this is Bumblebees and Flowers, Please, and it will look fantastic next to my other bumblebees that I'm making, and it is only 86 by 88. So the stitching equivalents aren't that bad. And if you use a 16 count thread, it is 5 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I don't know, I could use 16, I could use more 14. I don't know, but I just absolutely love this one. I have I think it's Plum Street that has a beekeeper that I got last year. I haven't started that yet. But this one is another one that I'm like, okay, this is going to be like next on my docket with bees. I think I'm going to finish up the bees I have, try to get them fully finished. And then after I do some of this other stuff, go back to bees because I really love them. And this has flowers in it. I have so much I want to do. I also started, I haven't finished fully finishing it. I have this mess on the other side of this camera that you thankfully cannot see. But I started figuring out the matting for my Pine Mountain Designs snapshots that are done on a 10 count even weave from Lori Holt. And back, I want to say it was 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago, not this past year, year before, 2 years ago. Fat Quarter Shop was offering a Snapshot of the Month Club. And so I decided to do it. It was decently priced and it came with everything fully kitted. So you got the Ada, you got the pattern, and you got the conversion that Kim Jolly did for the pattern. So this was the July snapshot from Pine Mountain. Okay, and you can see this is how it was originally done. Then this is the Kim Jolly conversion. And so I have, and I just have July out because I'm like, oh, I really should start this. And they stitch up pretty quick because they're on 10 count. So I have the vintage Lori Holt 10 count even weave here from Bee in My Bonnet. And I don't know what the color is on this. It's this, I guess this one's called Farmhouse. So the color is Farmhouse. And then these are all of the DMCs that it came with, which are really cute. And actually, I'm looking at the DMC. Actually, that would be too close. I'm looking at this DMC going, oh, should I use that for the Little Mermaid on the other one? So I was like, I have January and February done. I really should hop to it. Yes, July of 2021. So it was 2 years ago. I really should work on these and get them done. They don't take that long. It's just a matter of sitting there and doing it. So I took it out. We'll see. We'll see how long this patriotic works for. And what I feel like working on is also the other piece. But this one, because it's 10 count, is also an easy one to take in the car or take someplace. So I might have to think about it that way. So those are the contenders. So my contenders for StitchCon are Fun in the Summertime by Primrose, which I have not even started, but kitting that up with the Sulkies and the white DMC and bringing that. I probably am going to pack this July wordplay from Brenda Gervais. I think that's going to come with me. Mary Poppins is going to come. And then perhaps the Knee High by the 4th. So I'll be bringing 2 returning pieces to StitchCon, which is kind of cool. One thing that I purchased, or actually was birthdayed to me at StitchCon, but I hadn't started yet. And then just one other one. So I think that's kind of a cool tribute to StitchCon, right? To bring things back from last year. And then some of these other ones I'll be looking at starting in the near future, I think. So you will probably see a poll for on Instagram coming up for like, which one should I bring or which one should I concentrate on? So if you get a moment and want to take that, it's just fun. I find it fun to take those polls and to have people take them with us. So that is where I'm going with that. I'm really looking forward to connecting with some folks next week, meeting some new people and having fun together. I hope that you enjoyed this Flosstube. If you liked it, please share it with a friend. Please like it, please subscribe, and please share comments. What is your favorite way to stitch? Do you like to stitch in hand? Do you like Q-snaps? Do you like nerd hoops? Do you have a different type of hoop? Please share what you do. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's your favorite way to finish an item? Do you like to make it into pillows? Do you like to mount it? You know, what's your jam? Share. It's all about sharing and having fun together. I hope that you all are finding some relaxation and times for yourself and your family in these summer months, and that you can just sit back and, you know, enjoy the little things in life and be thankful for those little things in life, because that's what's important and what gets us going. Thanks for spending time with me. I appreciate you all. And next time I am back here, it will be post StitchCon, and I'm hoping I have some fun things to share with you. Thank you so much.